So if you guys haven't heard the specifics, the Dallas Mavericks have acquired Rajon Rondo and forward Dwight Powell from the Boston Celtics for Jameer Nelson, Brandon Wright, Jake Crowder, their 2015 first-round pick, and their 2016 second-round pick. Now, a lot of people have been asking me what I think about this trade, and I think it's a great acquisition for the Dallas Mavericks. It's excellent. It fortifies their guard play. My criticism is this. If you're going to make a trade, not criticizing this trade at all, but if you're going to make a trade for the Dallas Mavericks, my criticism is this. You've been good for about 16 years now, since 1999, right? Been a contending team, but you only have one NBA championship. Now, granted, the Western Conference, I mean, that conference is way better than the East. The competition there is ridiculous, so I'm not shitting on that. I'm not shitting on that. Could be the reason why they only have one. Also, the year that they won one, they pretty much had the same front court. So I'm not shitting on that. But even that year, even now, their problem is in the middle, their front court. Dirk Nowitzki's an excellent scorer. He's an excellent scorer. He can shoot on the perimeter. He can play the mid-range. He can go next to the basket, dominate you with an array of different post moves. But he plays no fucking defense, right? And then you got Tyson Chandler. He's a great post defender, good on-ball defender. I question his rotational defense, but it's acceptable. But he has no fucking offense. Dude can't make a shot right next to the basket. I seen him get shots right next to the basket and he missed completely. I seen it. So the problem in the middle is that at the power forward position, you got great offense, no defense. At the center position, you have great defense, no offense. There's an imbalance there. And it's always been there with the Dallas Mavericks. The year that they won, just chalk it up as a year. They got it done. They got it done. But that's one time in 16 years. So they have not cured that issue yet. Although, getting Rajon Rondo, it fortifies the shit out of their guard play. I mean, you got Chandler Parsons, three-point shooter on the wing. You got Monte Ellis, ridiculous scorer, and he also leads the team in assists right now. You got Raymond Felton, shoots too much, but you know he could put up some points for you. And I'm gonna get on his ass in a minute. But moving along, you got JJ Barea, you got Devin Harris. They got good guard play. With Raymond Felton though, remember a few years back when he was on Denver and they had Ty Lawson in front of him, he was bitching, crying, I want to start. I'm not a bench player. You know what I'm saying? He has a fucking attitude problem. So they got to worry about that now. He's injured right now, but when he comes back, what you think he's going to want to do? Hopefully he's changed his attitude because they could use him, right? But if he's still got that head case problem, thinking he's better than what he really is, you ain't better than fucking Rajon Rondo. You not taking his spot. You not better than Monte Ellis. You're not a prolific scorer at the two guard position. You ain't taking his spot. So if you stay on this squad, you coming off the bench, bruh. Is he going to be able to do that? So I really don't count Raymond Felton as a guard player. So it just leaves Ellis, Rondo, Barea, Harris, and Chandler Parsons, who's a switch hitter. He goes in power, small forward to shooting guard. So taking that right there, you have to compare these guys to the rest of the Western Conference. And I've been hearing out on the streets and on social media that people think the Dallas Mavericks, with this acquisition, that they got this shit sewn up. Dallas Mavericks win the NBA championship hands down this year. And with these comparisons, I'm going to have to disagree with that. I don't think the guard play of the Dallas Mavericks, even now, can compete with the guard play out in Golden State. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, the point forward Andre Iguodala. I don't think they could compete with the cohesion and the team chemistry of the guards out in San Antonio. Tony Parker, Patty Mills. Granted, these guys aren't as good in my opinion, or they're not as skilled as Monte Ellis, Rajon Rondo, but the cohesion that they have, the chemistry that they have out in San Antonio. Greg Popovich, one of the best coaches ever, and that's a separate video I'm gonna make. One of the best coaches ever has that guard play looking like they're the best players in the league. So how are they going to compete with them? I think they beat the Portland Trailblazers in a 7-game series. Damian Lillard and Wesley Matthews. I think they can beat them. Right now, Portland is one of the best teams in the West. Their record's 21-6. But I think they can beat them. But in a 7-game series, I think they fall short against Golden State, and I think they fall short against the Spurs. Now, granted, I personally believe Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul are the 2 best point guards in the league. I keep switching back and forth. Now, I remember a conversation that I had. I was out at the gym. I was hooping. About like 50 people there. I'm out there hooping and shit in between games, waiting on my team at 1 at that time, waiting on the guy who had next to get his 4 or whatever, his team of 5, pick up 4 players. And in between there, if you're a hooper, when you go to the gym and in between games, people are resting, or the dude who had next taking forever to pick up his team, you get into little random conversations, right? Well, I'm talking about 5 or 6 cats, and we're talking about the best point guards in the league. And I keep hearing the names of Darren Williams, John Wall, Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing names like that. And I'm like, Derrick Rose, him too. And I'm like, are you guys just looking at one side of the ball? Are you just looking at the fact that they're at the point guard position and they can score and distribute? You see, those guards I just named, they're good at 21-point games and 8 assists. They're good at that, right? None of them play great defense. This is what separates Rajon Rondo from them. Derrick Rose is a good defender. His stats don't really show it, but he's a decent on-ball defender. John Wall is a good defender. On ball, he's okay. His stats show that he gets a lot of steals, right? But his steals are in the passing lanes. I've seen too many games where guys just go right past John Wall. You know what I'm saying? His on-ball defense is not that great. But his defensive awareness is decent. But still, Rajon Rondo is one of the best defensive players in the game. On ball, off the ball. His defensive awareness is fucking sky high. On top of that, he's Mr. Triple-Double. This motherfucker will get you, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists, and then along with that, 2 to 3 steals, maybe 4 or 5 steals in good games with the same stat line. That's ridiculous. I'd rather take a guy who's going to give me 10 points, 10 rebounds, 15 assists, and 3 steals over a guy that's just going to give me 22 points and 6, 7, 8 assists. I'll take that motherfucker any day. Mr. Triple-Double. Here's some stats for you. Rajon Rondo, for his career, he has 18 triple-doubles. That's 1 less than Kobe Bryant in half the time. Kobe Bryant has 19 triple-doubles in 17 years. Rajon has 18 in 8 years. That dude is Mr. Triple-Double. And by the way, if you guys didn't know this, CP3 has 11 triple-doubles in 8 years, the same amount of time as Rajon Rondo. That's why I think these 2 guys are the best point guards in the league, man. They play both sides of the ball. If you watch my my videos on Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, then you understand that I give credence to guys that play offense and defense. They're not just offensive heavy, right? So when you bring Rajon Rondo into this team on this roster, they don't need a guy like Darren Williams or Derrick Rose or John Wall put up 20 and 6. They need exactly what he does. They already have 2 guys in Monte Ellis and Dirk Nowitzki that can put up 20 plus points a game. So they have exactly what they need. Now all they need is the chemistry. Once that chemistry sets in place, Dallas is going to be a fucking force, man. expect Rajon Rondo. He leads the league right now in assists with 10.8. But expect this motherfucker to be getting like 12, 13 assists, almost on some Steve Nash shit back in the day. 13 assists per game. Expect it. Expect it. If the team chemistry is as good as it needs to be, and as it should be with this acquisition, expect this motherfucker's assist numbers to jump up enormously. So, we're early in the season. We still have like 50-something games left, right? So they can get the cohesion now. They could get that chemistry now, but I don't think it'll be enough to match the chemistry that Golden State and San Antonio has already, in conjunction with, Dallas Mavericks being weak in the middle. San Antonio, their team, man, they've been playing together like 6-7 years. Don't quote me, I'm not counting right now, but it's almost a fucking decade they've been playing together. And then Golden State, they found their chemistry last year. So they would have to match that, and I don't think they'll be able to do it this year. Next year, that's another story. So, great acquisition for Dallas. Horrible trade for Boston. I've been saying for years, Danny Ainge is the worst GM in the history of the NBA. That's one dumbass motherfucker, man. He keeps getting good players and he keeps trading them away. He did it with Antoine Walker. He just did it with Paul Pierce. Now he's doing it with Rajon Rondo. I don't know why he gets good players and doesn't want to build around them. He did it one time, and it was with Paul Pierce back in 06-07 when Boston Celtics were like at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And then he went out and actually did his job and got Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett the next year in 2008. And then that team ended up winning something like 67 games. They went 67-15. That's the type of shit that he should have done for Rajon Rondo. What's that cat's name? Green? That dude he's not a player like that. You can't put Green around Rondo. Jared Sullinger. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Bass. Those aren't those type of players. You got to go out there and go get them, man. You got to get the right people. But instead, he elects to trade his good players away. So now his team is trash. His best player is Jeff Green. Between Jeff Green and Brandon Bass. Those are his best players on his team. Jared Wallace is trash. He's been trash ever since he moved from Brooklyn to Boston. So, Boston, once again, they're rebuilding like they did in 06-07. Let's see what they can do as an understory. But what do you guys think? Do you think this was a great trade for Boston? Do you think this is a great acquisition for the Dallas Mavericks? Do you disagree with me when I say that Rajon Rondo and CP3 are the two best point guards in the league? Tell me what y'all think. Do what you do in the comments section, but be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.